Everyone, it is early. It is 8:30 in the morning. I am so not used to getting up this early and putting on makeup, but here I am. So, I am about to introduce to you author Victoria Selman, and I am so excited. We're talking about this new book of hers, debut novel Blood for Blood, and then she's got another one coming out in March, which we're going to talk about. But so happy I got to read it. And you know what? It's a little gory. It's even a little gory for me. Of course, I'm on the low end of gore. But the story was so good, and it's one of my favorite first chapters. It's an amazing first chapter. And I'm going to tell her all about my gory issues, and we'll talk about it. So, everybody, here is Victoria.
Hi, everyone. I am so excited because I am speaking with debut author, Victoria Selman, and we're going to be talking about her brand new book called Blood for Blood. And I read it yesterday, Victoria. I was like, I am such a thriller junkie, but at
Aw.
times I'm like, some of the gory things, I'm like, okay, Victoria, okay, Victoria.
And my dad is reading it now as well, and I'm telling you, he's giving me these funny looks. He's like, what mind do you have that I didn't know about?
I know. I always think, to me, you are in a genre of like what men write. And that's a compliment. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you picture them doing the serial kill, you got the all those guys over there that are all like into, and then I'm looking at your picture and I'm like, okay, she looks normal. She's
Looks
really
normal. She
cute.
hasn't got two heads. What's wrong with her?
But I saw that everybody is comparing you to James Patterson, and as a debut novel, like, are you kidding me? That must
Oh,
be
it's
like,
so flattering because he's one of my favorite writers. I just,
ah.
amazing.
But you know
Um,
what? Your first chapter is like up there on my top 10 first chapters.
oh, thank you. That's very kind.
And I think that's why they're doing it, because when I was reading it yesterday, I'm like, I know why they're comparing you to him, because your writing style, those short chapters that
Yeah,
leave you reading, I kept wanting to get up. Like, I was like, all right, okay, I know, because it's short. It hooks
yeah,
the readers right in. So you're like, oh, I
yeah.
can do one more. Oh, I can. And before you know it, you're an hour later into the book.
Oh, oh, that's lovely to hear. Thank you. I love hearing from readers. It's such an early stage for me, so to hear that kind of thing is just so lovely. Thank you.
Well, that's why I kept looking to make sure it was a debut novel, because I was like, wow, they're comparing her. I'm like, her writing is just, it's so, I like to say with thrillers, like tight. I like to use
Yeah,
that word. Like,
yes,
I,
thank
I
you.
like when a thriller is tight, where every chapter leads, and there's no fluff, that, because you don't
Oh,
need it. You don't need the
no,
fluff,
no,
you
no.
know?
I think it's important not to as well. I think with a thriller, it has to keep moving very fast, doesn't it? That's why it's a thriller.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's slower. Or
Yeah, right?
so yeah, it's and I love books with short chapters for exactly that reason as well. Because I love to read at night, and I love to get hooked and not to be able to put it book down. It's a great feeling when that
Yeah,
happens.
I try not to read thrillers at night. I'll just tell you that. I try
Yeah,
not.
I know it's hard, right?
Yeah. So tell me, okay, because you have the next book coming out in March,
That's
Nothing to Lose. So you got back to back. How did that work out? Did you get a 2-book deal and then they were
Well,
already done?
I did, but actually, I fell in love with my character Zebra. Zebra is the
Mm,
central character who will run through all my novels,
yes.
and she's an ex special forces criminal profiler. She's very badass. She's completely different to me. I mean, I'm sort of this very boring soccer mom, and she can, take out a guy with a kick and a this and a that. And she will look at somebody and just based on what they look like, what they're doing, she can have them pegged. And I just find that fascinating. So I had Zebra in my head, and I have, you know what it's like. You have so many stories
Mm.
to tell, and when you have a character that you love, somehow those stories just come together. For me, they come together very quickly. And actually, I do have Nothing to Lose coming out in March, but as it happens, I'm also writing my third book right now, which will come out in November. So these are
Wow.
pretty fast rollers, yeah. And this third book, I'm super excited about as well, actually.
Well, the cover for Blood for Blood is red, and then Nothing
Yeah,
to Lose is like, they're both like, I love the covers. Like, the
I
colors
love
are just, they
this.
just
Yeah,
pop, you know. But
they've done great.
okay, where did you get the name Ziba?
Ziba. Well, okay. She's her father is Iranian, as you
Right.
know. So I wanted an Iranian name to reflect that heritage. As it happens, her mother is English, so you have that dichotomy. But Zebra is a complete misfit on so many different levels, not just one of them. And I wanted, a name that reflected heritage. I was thinking of I was looking it up. I Google all the time for things, and Zeba means princess actually in Farsi, which is lovely. And her father, it'll come out through future novels, but she has this amazing relationship with her father, which is why his death really affects her, obviously, and it's one of the things that she internalizes and sort of informs her character during its development. But it made sense for me that a word that meant princess would be the sort of name he might have given her, and it's obviously Farsi. And I like the name too, and it sort of pairs with her surname, which is Mackenzie.
Yeah,
because
right?
It's such a weird, mix, which I love because that reflects the misfit side. And of course, Mackenzie is her Scottish husband's name.
Yeah.
So it kind of it shows that as well. But that's
right. Okay, so let's talk about this first chapter because first of all, it's not a giveaway because thrillers are tricky. You don't know what to talk about, but we can talk about your first chapter because that.
Yes.
So she's riding on a train. I wrote it down. Let's just go to my notes.
Yeah. I always have notes by me as well.
Let's just go to my notes. So she's riding on this train. That's the very beginning. And then the last line, which I just love, my eyes shot open. There, lying on their sides across the parallel track, were 3 cylindrical shell containers. The word flammable painted in red across the center. When I read that, I was like, oh crap.
No question about what's happening next on that one.
No, that's why I said I love that. I don't know. I love a first chapter that ends with this like literal bang. Okay.
Well, you want to know a crazy story with that. I when I write, I see things, and it's almost like, sounds crazy. It's almost like there's a film reel going off in my head, and I just write what I see in my head. But my husband will be the first to tell you that I have no sense of geography and I have no sense of, well, he will say this, practicality. So I was writing this first thing and he was saying, but, she wouldn't see this coming. She would have to be seated this way and that way. And here my sons, my lovely little boys, went off on this very train and they took a little video of the train route for me. And so they could see. So then I could actually get those details that I find hard right. And Tim actually, and then he's very kind, my husband. He also got out Max, my son's train set, and he showed me what would happen and how it would look. So I could completely visualize it and actually visualize it correctly rather than just my warped imagination. So when you read that, that's also hidden.
I love that because I always wonder how you come up with that first chapter. Especially in a thriller, especially because you've got to hook people very early on. You got to get them into that story and want to care like then, like what's going to happen and care about the character and everything. So I love that. That's an amazing story and something for your debut novel you'll be able to take with you forever. So that's awesome.
Yes, well, and they have their little thing with me there as well. So when you see them in the acknowledgements, there's also the backstory for that.
That's right. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's talk about your podcast because I listened this morning. I had to hear it before I talked to you. And of course, like as an American, like I'm like, here are these 3 British women crime writers. Like, you guys are so cute. You're so adorable.
We're not so adorable. Listen on, hear what we say. We're adorable. But thank you.
I know, but you can hear how much fun you guys are having while you're doing it,
Right. Well, this is Crime Girl Gang. So yes, we just
released that.
It's fun, right? And actually, they're my 2 best friend writers, who are fantastic, Elle Croft and Nikki Mackay. And we met actually at a writers' festival a couple of years ago. And with some people, you just immediately click. And we clicked, and we were all very much at the same stage in our writing career. And I guess we took a journey together, and we were very keen on doing some kind of podcast. It was something we were interested in exploring. And we came up with this idea, because there are so many podcasts out there, and this is a true crime podcast, and there are so many wonderful true crime podcasts. So how could we as writers do something a little bit different, but also feeding into our strengths? So the idea is we examine real-life cold cases from around the world. So the first one has been in the UK. The second one, actually, that's just aired on Monday is the Betty Gale Brown murder, which is based in Kentucky. I'm going to get my dates wrong now. It was in the 60s. It's a crazy, crazy case. But the idea is we examine these very mysterious, very strange cases, and then we solve them from a fictional perspective. So we put our writer's hats on and we say, well, if I were writing on this as a book, based on this evidence, this is how I would tie it up. And that's where we have the most fun. I mean, it's
I
really
know.
good.
And I was thinking, like, what if you guys come up with an idea? Because, there's an author group here in America. I like to call them the W's, but they write
Yes.
they write books together. You guys could write, this could come out as a book, right?
Well, we're thinking this because we're having the first season will be 3 different cases. And each case will have 3 fictional souls because each of us comes up with our own. So actually, you have 9 short story opportunities at the end of each season. And I would love to put together some relation.
Absolutely. Oh my
really
gosh.
fun.
That would be amazing. That would
Right,
be absolutely
fun.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. And that's
Yeah.
why this world of writing, like, authors can do that now. You really didn't see that very long ago because it would have been, the logistics are just too difficult. But now, writer groups can actually happen and,
Yes.
get amazing story. And us as readers, like, we just love that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, as a writer, I was saying this to my husband, writing itself is a very solitary occupation. Obviously, you're literally on your own. In my case, a little room for, the whole time my kids are at school, apart from when I get up for a Pilates class or to walk the dogs, that's it. I'm at my desk.
Oh.
But actually, for us, to connect like that with other writers it's really nice. And we sit there and we have a whole day recording session, but then there's also the discussion of the cases we're going to look at. And I'm actually in Boston right now, and I'm going to be meeting tomorrow. It's a policeman friend of mine in Newton, and he's got a cold case actually here from Newton that we may well end up looking at. And of course, friend also, so as a policeman, it would have his real input also. So there's lots of opportunities, lots of potential there.
Yeah. Are you on book tour right now here?
No, I'm not. And actually, it's funny, Blood for Blood is out on early release at the moment. The official publication day is the 1st of February.
Right.
And I think there's going to be a lot of kind of Tory kind of stuff going on then. But I'll be going to all the festivals and that kind of thing. And I'm doing some speaker events and it'll be great. I'm super excited.
I know, because I'm like, okay, so she's coming over to Boston. Like, it's cold in Boston.
It's cold. It's so cold. What am I doing here?
I know. But then if you're going to Houston tomorrow, like, that's awesome.
No, I'm so sorry. This is my accent, you see. No, it's Boston. So it's still Boston. It's
I thought you said Houston. I was like, oh, well, that'll be a treat, but okay.
But Boston's cold too. It was 17 degrees here, actually, the other morning. We went for a walk around Crystal Lake, and it was frozen solid. And we walked Crystal Lake, literally walked, and then we heard the crack. And I was like, this is another story about to happen. We need to get off the lake now.
Yeah, I'm here in Pennsylvania, which is about 6 hours south. Right. And I do not go to Boston in the winter. Like, that's not I would be like, I'm cold enough here. Okay.
It's cold. It's very cold. We've wrapped up.
Yeah. Well, that's
seems wrapped up.
awesome. I am so happy that we got to connect. I'm, thrilled that I got to read your debut novel. Can't wait to read the next one. I hope we can talk again because I will read it.
I would love that.
I love this character so much, and we can chat like when that one comes
love
out.
That.
Oh, good. Awesome. Because I want to read it. Yeah. And so everybody, the links are listed below. If you are on Amazon First Reads, you can get it now. If not, you have to wait till February 1st or 2nd, right?
February 1st. But it's only a couple of weeks away. And actually, it's available for pre-order now, so that's
Yes, you can pre-order it. And I love the Amazon First Read thing. I mean, that's just awesome.
Brilliant.
And it's got to be awesome for you guys, too. It really helps to promote the book. And, that always makes me happy. So anyway, thank you so much. You have an amazing day and have fun visiting Boston. There's fun things to do.
Getting cold, wrapping up.
Yeah, eat good food. They have good food. So just
They have really good food, yes. I've noticed that.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk soon, Victoria. Have a great one.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
She was so much fun. I can't wait to talk to her again because I'm going to talk to her next month when her next one comes out. These books are this book is that good, but I know the next one's going to be just as good. Thank you so much, Victoria. You were so lovely and so much fun to talk to. All of her links will be listed below, everyone. Thank you and have a great day.